Tony Stewart's car being dragged back to the garage area after pounding the wall following Elliott Sadler's crash. Joe Nemechek did pit, surrendering the lead. He will restart 25th.
Yeah, apparently he didn't hear the call to come in.
Ready,
And the leader of our race is Jeff Gordon in the 24 car, but he's back at the 5th row. All these cars in front of him are trying to get their lap back.
Box tracks on Gordon in the middle of the pack.
I'd say they have a pretty good chance, even though he's got fresher tires possibly than some of these guys. Hadn't been running all that good, but maybe they've helped that piece.
Let's get to Joe Nemechek's pit and Steve.
And Mike Darrell was right.
Trouble.
Car hard in the wall. Casey Mears, he and Matt Kenseth making contact. Caution is out, and a bunch of people are going to get a lap back here. At least half a dozen of them.
All those cars that started in front of the leader, Jeff Gordon, will get their lap back. Robbie Gordon will get another lap
pretty
back.
good, guys.
The pace car picks up Gordon quickly.
The 17 may have damage. He got into the back of the 41 car over there.
Jack Sprague get a lap back. Jeremy Mayfield, Mike Skinner, Michael Waltrip, Dave Blaney.
Let's show you from Matt Kenseth.
Oh, gosh. 41 car got on the brake, locked the right front up, and slid up in front of him. 41 car, Casey Mears must have been running down in the corners. People checked up in front of him. He got on the brakes, locked that right front up, and took it up the hill.
I guess they can get that rubber in there. So let's go ahead and we'll take a look at it and we'll get that fixed right away, too. Put 4 tires on it, guys. Gotta keep an eye on the pace car.
That's Robbie Reiser, Kenseth's crew chief, and this would nip his point lead to 6 over Dale Earnhardt Jr. He came in here 44 points in the lead.
I mean, Dale Earnhardt Jr., see him on pit road right now. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has been nipping some of that points lead for about the last 3 or 4 races.
Yeah, Kenseth's car is not hurt. I mean, that's just cosmetic there. I don't think it did a lot of damage.
Junior, however, has never yet led the Winston Cup standings.
Yeah, he's made up 122 points in the last 3 races.
Back to Steve and Joe Nemechek's pit.
Yeah, Mike, and what was happening, I was telling you when the caution came out, Joe heard the call to come to pit road, but he had already passed the entrance, and they couldn't afford to pit under green, so reluctantly they hit pit road. Matt Yoakum.
Well, Steve, here in the 5 pit, Olsen, Terry Labonte, Jim Long, you guys have worked a lot on that car tonight. What's wrong?
Well, we started the race out, and we were dragging pretty bad when we started the race out, and it's just gotten worse and worse. And he go into the corner and the thing just slide up because it was dragging. So we come in and put some rounds in the right front here, maybe help him out a little bit. Maybe we'll have some luck to get our lap back because we got an awful good car.
He's all the way back in 31st, 1 lap down, Mike.
Now, Nemechek's problem, and Larry, you know this, I've ridden around here and said, come on, tell me what you want, tell me what you want to do, tell me what you want to do. The crew chief was waiting to see what everybody else was going to do. He got his car past the entrance pit road before he told Joe.
So Nemechek is 23rd. His Henry teammate Jeff Gordon is the leader here in Richmond. They restarted, a lap and a half to go, and Jeff Gordon, whose car was so loose in the early stages of this race he could hardly drive it, has found that the race has come to him.
Well, these crew chiefs, a couple of them I've worked with, they can wave a magic wand over these things, and you don't know what they ask them what they do. They didn't do nothing to mess it up, and they didn't do nothing to fix it. That's what I never could understand.
You know the biggest thing he has now?
Greg Biffle in the wall, coming off 2.
No caution. He has that track position. They got out of sync on
Right there,
pits.
clear right
And a lot of
there.
that's a
Come on,
product of
that's
their car not being that good.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I go, what y'all do to my car? We didn't do nothing.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8 car, the Budweiser car, he's back there in 11th position.
Yeah, that's for position, fighting with Todd Bodine on the outside.
And Todd Bodine was one of those cars like Jeff Gordon. We had about 10 or 11 cars that pitted 12 laps before all these leaders right behind Todd Bodine. That's how they got back in the pack.
Yeah, they got the good track position on this last round of pit stops.
Tony Stewart cleared from the infield care center, but his car behind the wall along with Elliott Sadler's from that wreck at lap 223.
And if he don't get back in, Mike, in the last 6 races, that would be 4 DNFs. He's completely out of the top 10 in points.
Wow. Darrell, I think, and it may be because of the weather, this is the hardest fought race we've seen at Richmond in a long, long time.
I tell you the thing, it's just these cars are all so equal. I mean, just like in qualifying, just like in practice, the dadgum things are all running about the same speed, and it's just who gets track position, who makes good pit stops, things of that nature.
Right out front of our leader, Jeff Gordon, as we got a battle heating up with Jeff Gordon in 24, Mark Martin in the 6, no Bill Elliott back there in 3rd. Right in front of these guys is little Casey Mears, who was involved in that last caution. He's still on the lead lap. He definitely wants a caution flag.
Here comes Mark Martin after the lead.
He might get one back in. They're looking back in behind him.
2 drivers who did not figure at all in the first half of this race are fighting for the lead.
Mark Martin qualified in 30th, and that's about where he's ran most of the night.
Then he's been in the pit for some reason and had the hood up there one time. I don't know what kind of problems they were having. They fixed it.
And I'm going to tell you who has a fast race car also, right behind Bill Elliott, the 01 Jason Keller in that Jerry Nadeau car. It's like he gets behind those guys and he gets a rhythm. He has a good race car.
Casey Mears got up out of the groove over there off turn 2. Had to get out of the gas and almost got caught up with Jeff Gordon.
Martin wants the lead. Gordon led that lap, but not by much.
Dale Jr.'s,
ooh, a little roughed up there.
Dale Jr.'s got a problem too. I can't tell what it is.
It's Jimmy Johnson just in front of him, for one thing.
Well, Dale Jr. slowed down quite a bit. I don't know if he picked up some trash on his tires or what, but he fell back real quick.
Dale Jr., we're told, ran into the back of Johnny Benson.
Yeah, something happened to him and he all of a sudden slowed. He's coming back.
Jeff Gordon has come alive here and leads with 150-some laps to go. Matt Yoakum.
Mike, rain has been a concern for teams up and down pit road in the storyline we followed all night. In fact, under that last caution, crew chief Robbie Loomis sends the Hendrick team physician, Dr. Scott McNair, down to the NASCAR hauler to get a videotape with his home video camera of NASCAR's radar. Right in the center of the screen is Richmond International Raceway. You can see all of the green around it. Robbie said to Jeff Gordon, I hope it rains, I hope it floods. The radar does not look good.
Well, Matt, I'm living proof that's much better than sending someone to the NASCAR track to read the weather map.
Tell that story. It's a great.
Yeah, we was at the Southern 500. My buddy DW, he didn't have that good of a race car that day, but he won the Southern 500 because I sent a man that could not read the weather map.
I can't believe you'd say that. I had a good enough car to win the race with.
You won the race.
That's all I wanted.
Dick Burkram.
Mark Martin is having an incredible run this evening, looking for the lead from Jeff Gordon. He's being urged on by crew chief Ben Leslie. He started in 30s. Right now he's running in 2nd spot, made many pit stops early on as we have a caution flag. Those pit stops for Mark Martin were because he had a bulky steering, and they had the hood up twice, worked on the steering, and they got it fixed.
Johnny Benson got turned around down the front straightaway, and that has put us under caution for the 6th time tonight. Larry Foyt damaged to the right side in that one. Didn't see how it got started.
I didn't either. I saw the 10 car go around. Happened here on the right at the start finish line on the front straightaway. Of course, this front straightaway is very deceiving. You're in a turn all the time.
Larry Foyt in the 14 car got together with Brett Bodine in the 11 car. That was going off into turn 1 on the front stretch.
And I'm sorry, it was Larry Foyt who spun around. We were informed it was Johnny Benson. Benson was not involved. This is a little earlier. This is Junior and Johnny Benson.
That's what slowed the Junior down when I noticed he was falling back. Now he goes down there and gets hung up behind the 48. They both see the 48 got loose, slid up in front of Junior.
And here it is from Jimmy Johnson. Lap 251, 6th caution, the flag of the night in Richmond. Green flag as we come off the 7th caution of the night. Jeff Gordon is the leader. Robbie Gordon has come from 4 laps down. He's trying to get himself back on the lead lap now.
And he will too, because that car is so much better than it was at the beginning of the race. They did the right thing, Larry. They came to pit road early, worked on that car, and fixed it so they could get back in this race.
And I mean, there he goes right there. Yeah, he was lap before lap 20. At one point there before lap 25, 4 laps down, and here he is about to get back on the tail end of the lead lap. And you know what? I believe he's going to do it.
Yeah, the thing about this, he could have easily wrecked that car early in the race. It was so bad.
Lap 212 could be pivotal to this race. That was the caution flag for rain as Mark Martin looks under Jeff Gordon for the lead. Now they pitted when the other leaders did not. They were running 17th and 16th and now find themselves racing for the win.
Just like Bill Elliott in that 9 car right there, as well as Jamie McMurray in the 42 car. And I'm going to tell you the car that really I think is going to prevail here, Ward Burton in the 22 car. We know he had a good car early. Frankie Stoddard in that group, they were the only one that rolled the dice and came to pit road early when like Jeff Gordon and those guys did.
Well, of course, you remember last year here, Ward set a new track record and led the race until the transmission broke.
The big surprise in that front pack is McMurray, number 42. On 2 of the long green flag runs tonight, he was nearly lapped.
Well, so was Gordon. He was almost to go a lap down there at one time.
Kevin Harvick trying to move up, and he's in 7th place. Another of that group that pitted a little out of sequence with the other leaders. 1970, right here, James Hilton came from 5 laps down to score his first career win. It can be done.
It can be done, and I'm going to tell you, Kevin Harvick, you just mentioned him, Mike. Remember, he won that Busch race last night, and he's got the track position, and he had a good race car last night, but he won that race last night because of getting out of sync and track position at the end.
Let's check with Matt Yoakum.
Mike, Bobby Labonte under that caution had conversations with Fatback McSwain. He was concerned about the front bumper on that last restart. He had made contact with the 45 of Kyle Petty. Fatback said the bumper looks good, everything looks good. Remember, that's
Turn
the car
2,
that we
Ricky
had
Craven.
at Martinsville.
In the wall, Craven hard, and that'll bring out a caution.
And
Robbie Gordon will get that lap back. He is back on the lead lap after being 4 laps down. It took him about 250 laps to do it, but he's there.
Now comes the hard part. Because now instead of restarting up alongside the leader, you will restart in 31st place.
Ricky Craven went down into turn 1, wobbled and bobbled, and then put it into the wall right front first.
Yeah, he hit over there earlier, Mike, and then they'd been in and worked on it. They readjusted the toe off some and worked on it quite a bit. And now he's got problems, more problems.
Well, it's a drive away instead of a tow away.
Yeah,
but it looks like a put it away.
Now, Jamie McMurray of our front cars, he's the only one that seems like he's going to come to pit road right now. Todd Bodine, who was really starting to slide back, the 54 car, he's on pit road.
So is Matt Kenseth and Kurt Busch.
And you know how good Nemechek's car was, and he is really just hung up back here in traffic. It's just hard to pass.
And he actually came to pit road again back there on lap 252 on the last caution.
Yeah, he's all the way back in 23rd spot, Larry, and has made a lot of progress.
Casey Mears, Jason Keller pit. Robbie Gordon back on the lead lap trying to get fresh tires.
He is a prime example, never give up.
That's right. I'd give him a attaboy and something good cold to drink.
Steve?
Mike, just want to follow up on defending Winston Cup champ Tony Stewart. Went to the garage. He's okay, but very frustrated. 2 tough weeks in a row for him. I talked to Jason Shapiro, one of the lead mechanics on that team. He said the front clip of the chassis is bent. By the time they got it fixed, the race would be over, so he is done for the evening.
He joins Jimmy Spencer and Steve Park in the garage. Out of the race, Elliott Sadler's car is still under repair, and there's a lot of damage to Ricky Craven, who has brought out the 8th caution of the evening. 263 complete, 137 laps to go in the Pontiac Excitement 400. You're watching NASCAR on FX.